Woo! Wow!
Love it!
All right, give it up. Episode 11.
Let's go.
Kind of bummed that we did not coordinate the ginger shots.
Damn it.
Come on, guys. Fell off already.
We got Waze water.
But I got my coffee here. Shout out to Myrrh. Shout out to EJ.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why it's called Myrrh?
I don't.
Am I pronouncing that right? Or is it
I have
Mir?
no clue.
Is it Myrrh?
Mirror?
All I know is that this is one of my favorite,
No clue.
Good cup.
my favorite cups right
You
here.
make dog bowls.
Dude, the only challenge that I have is how hot it stays.
That's
Oh,
It
it
stays
stays
on fire.
it works
Shout
too
out to
well.
EJ.
Mirror.
All right, fellas. It's been a great week. Q4 is here.
Q4 is starting off with
Woo!
high energy already.
So as real estate agents, it's like Q4 is powerful because basically come the very end of November, that's like game over. Anything that you close from like Thanksgiving on, you're most likely going to get compensated for that in the following year. So I don't know if everybody looks at it the way I do. I know you guys do, and the majority of our team does, but it's like, this is it. You know, I look at it like when I talk to Kaizen about his report card, like, yo, this is your first year as a freshman.
Yeah.
This is going to stay with you forever. Like, how you perform as a freshman is going to stay with you forever.
Yeah.
Your last
So that's-
opportunity to get the grades up.
We can't change our performance and what we finished 2023 off with come December 5th. You know, unless you get lucky and you close some cash deal.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, that bell's going to ring, and that's it for 2023. So for whatever industry you're in, I want to encourage you guys to go all in. Give it everything you got. Push as much as you can in the month of October. Push as much as you can in the month of November. That December goes by super, super fast.
So fast.
Because, well, what's the temptation, right? It's like holidays, it gets colder, like natural instincts kick in. Like, we just want to bundle up
Just
by the fire and
chill.
just chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you can.
You
starting
totally
like
can.
December 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
December 23rd, go ahead.
Yeah. So what would you say is the reason for, like, if we're looking at the two options of either turning up or turning down for this entire season of October, November, December? Like, we obviously decided to turn up. This is where we honestly produce a lot more than everybody else in this season.
I think so.
But
Well, I think it's
what is the
I think
difference
it's
and why?
I think it's knowing, like, I look at the word responsibility, right? That's responsibility. It's your ability to respond to the situation. So it just depends on, look, if you're in a space where you're good and you want to chill and you can kind of take a back seat, then good for you. I applaud you. That's great. The majority of us, we're high-level performers. So for us, we have to battle those distractions so that you can stay focused on the game. The difference is how you ultimately want to cross that finish line.
Right.
How do you want to cross that finish line? I want to cross that finish line knowing that I left nothing, right? Like, I emptied the tank.
Yeah, same.
I emptied the tank.
Yep.
And so, you know, if you're in a space where you're okay with knowing that you could have gone a little bit more and you didn't, and that doesn't bother you, then hey, more power to you. But I'm not. You know, I heard Michael Jordan's coach and Kobe's coach, Tim Grover, and he talks about, like, yeah, guess what? Winning is expensive. Winning is expensive. The cost to win, the sacrifice to win. But what's more expensive is the feeling of regret. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's like, how do you want to
100%.
play this game? I want to go all in, man.
Yeah, I think the two
All
main
in.
things that you've said to us that have kind of helped me a lot really turn up in this season is, for one, like Christmas money. Like, a lot of people get stressed because of how much money is circulating, whether it's taxes,
Right.
gifts. Like, I have Now being married, I have 14 siblings and,
snap.
I was at
three,
this dude's
3 sets of parents.
in-laws home
Like-
yesterday. There were so many kids over there.
Oh.
21 nieces and nephews.
In-laws,
Damn.
Eli's mother and father-in-law, they have 21 grandkids.
Yo.
Yes, I got a big ass family.
That's a lot.
So it's like, and giving
Yeah, do you
gifts.
buy all those people gifts?
I mean, sometimes.
Dang.
A lot, and I mean, usually we'll
close
do
some
like
deals.
a gift exchange, so that's like helpful for everybody. But at the end of the day, I do love to get gifts for people. It's a way of expressing love to people.
Right.
So that can be a very
Eli
stressful
gives
thing
these
for some
really
people.
creative gifts
I like
that I don't use.
you really thinking it out. You're a hard person to get gifts for
I have my
sure.
gift for him already.
Me and Justin, I
Aw,
plot
thanks,
with
guys.
more than anybody. I'm like, man, what the
Really
hell are we
thoughtful
gonna get for
gifts.
him?
Every year
But
I
then I
call
don't use
Eli.
them.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what do
Yeah,
I
we
get
brainstorm.
Kev this
He
year?
knows I love like mid-century architecture and breeze blocks. This dude got me a miniature set of like breeze blocks. It's like really rad miniature set of breeze blocks, and then these like big bags of cement and the actual things to like
mold.
make the molds to make breeze blocks.
In case you ever want to make one.
No.
He's super thoughtful.
Yeah, it's
I
gone.
know.
I don't know where that is anymore. Could have happened.
I won't. I use them.
It's
I
an
tried it.
option.
The new breeze blocks that just went up at my house. I put those up myself.
Made those.
There you go.
But I was saying Christmas money.
Yes.
That's like this is your last opportunity to get those checks in, and then there's less stress because it's like okay, because if you're not really grinding and then you also have to spend a grip of money,
Yeah.
not have to, but you want to, it's
Yeah.
less stressful.
Right.
It's,
Right.
You know, because it's if you can actually work hard and get a few extra checks in, then you don't have to worry about it as much. The second side is that if you are to be one of the people that does step it up in this season, you stand out a lot. You stand out a lot
In our industry.
in a lot of
Any
industries.
industries, I
In,
think,
in most industries, you know, a lot of people like everything just slowing down. Things are getting, you know, easier. Schools are like, oh, let's just watch a movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of that season.
Right.
Like you're in class, like,
Right.
teacher, let's just watch a movie.
Right.
And like that's that season that we grew up
Better not
with.
be watching a movie at
Yeah.
Kaizen school.
Shoot, bro.
Dude, I used to
Expensive
love. I
movie
used
to
to.
watch.
Now that you
movie.
bring that up, I used to love that time during school.
But yeah, at the
Movie
same time, it
days?
kind of programs your brain. Like you
Chilling,
spent the
chilling.
first 18 years of your life, like, oh, this season is like, oh, we're just gonna like
Chill.
have like a food party,
Right,
whatever, you know.
You know, I think the more important thing than being able to give people some awesome gifts is who you get to be in their presence. It's like the feeling that we get right after the run club, that high level like momentum and progression and positivity, like that's the feeling that you want to give your family when you're at the Christmas function.
Right,
You know what I mean? Is
right.
that like you're in a space where you're growing, and like I think the lie is that you're gonna reach this place, right? You're gonna reach this place after making a certain amount of money, after getting married, after having kids, after having your home. You're gonna reach this certain place where you're like, wow, no more stress, no more worry.
Right.
I can just relax and chill. And I think if you're a high level performer, that actually never happens, right? Like I have my dream company. I'm married to the girl of my dreams. I have 5 incredible children. We own all kinds of property all over the place. My business is in a place where if I want to, I can stop for 5 years. And my life is absolute chaos. You know what I mean? Because I choose it to be absolute chaos. Like Sundays are chill. The rest of the time, it's an all-out battle. It's 9 uppercuts and 1 little jab. 9 more uppercuts, 1 little jab. 9 more uppercuts, bam, I get a knockout in. But for the most part, it's like a struggle trying to figure this thing out. And I've learned that that's how it's supposed to be on the path to excellence.
Yeah. Yep.
On the path to greatness. It's like climbing up the mountain, falling down, climbing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think the like lie is that it's just going to be an easy breeze, and then one day you're going to get to this place where it's just like a walk in the park. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
At
Well,
least it hasn't happened for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
well-
I wouldn't change it anyway.
Yeah, well, I think, they say that growth and comfort don't coexist, right? So it's like you're not really a comfort-minded person. KASE is not really a comfort-minded company. We like to be hospitable. Hospitality is a big pillar of ours. We like to entertain. We like to host events and connect people, but we're growth-minded.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not that we're just like unhappy, ungrateful. It's like, oh no, we practice gratitude every day. But we're always trying to grow more. So I think that's a huge point. Like Justin, I'll be chatting with Justin and he'll be like, oh, I'm training. I'm busy right now. Like I'm training. I'm like, what are you training for? It's like, oh, well, like, I don't know. Like not for anything specific. I'm just training.
Right.
Like, I'm just
that's
grinding,
fire.
growing.
That's fire. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's where we're at.
That's what's up. Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about what's new and what we've got going on. Let me see. So first and foremost, our third annual Pumpkins and Porsches.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Woo!
Hey, I might have lined
Such
up
a
a
good
Porsche.
event.
Hey, how's the weather gonna be, KP?
It doesn't matter because we'll be there.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
I don't know if
Rain or
that's
shine.
really a rain or shine kind of event.
No, I think it's going to be sunny, actually.
Is
Yeah,
it?
no,
Let me take a look.
Saturday,
Nice.
woo!
Nice,
Looking
clear
good.
80
skies.
degrees, not even cloudy.
Man.
Dude, I'm so excited.
I might be
Hey.
pulling up in a Porsche.
Really?
I might be a little something up my sleeve.
Really?
Yeah.
You know who? Am I
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about?
Yeah, a little something.
Hey, you better learn.
Yo,
how
I
to
got some
drive
buddies who are
stick
going to
on
come.
point.
Who are
I
going to
got
come in
it.
some crazy cars. It's going to be
Yo.
fun.
Yeah, it's gonna
It's
be a lot of
gonna
fun.
be good.
Cruise is set up too, right? The
Yes.
food. Oh my goodness.
Dude.
Copy
fire.
dose.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Let's
they're
go.
bringing that crazy truck that they have.
Oh, sick.
Now, so that's this Saturday, starting
Yes.
at 8 a.m.
Real quick, let people know if they don't know at all, what is this event?
Well, Pumpkins and Porsches is probably one of our favorite events that we do because it just mixes one of our biggest passions, which is cars.
Yeah.
You know, we love cars and we love the places where you can park them, right? Cars and architecture is just a big passion of ours. Like, it's what we do. We've always wanted to host these kinds of things. It's just we didn't have the right space for it.
Yeah.
So,
What would you say is like the niche of like cars?
Man,
Like, cause it
probably
is unique.
vintage.
It's like vintage.
probably vintage.
It's not just like
which
super
is crazy.
cars.
Like 90s cars are considered vintage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more like the collector, not just like super. We'll get some crazy ass
crazy-
supercars for
Anything,
sure.
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
But it's not really like you don't see people pulling up in like a car just because it's expensive.
Right.
Most people coming to this event in particular are design based.
If you do see a Lambo or a Ferrari, it's been shifted a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
elevated. There's
Yeah.
some sort of intentional design. It's not just
something unique.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
a lot of unique
Something
cars.
unique.
Not to
You
say
know?
if you have a stock 488 or 458.
No, bring it
or,
by.
Or,
Bring it
or
by.
F90.
We have a lot of spaces back here that can
We got
fit a
mad
lot of cars.
spaces.
So,
Yeah.
But get here early.
yeah.
Get here at 8, no
Yeah.
later.
yes.
Yeah,
The
be
event
your
starts
best.
at 8.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So if you have a car that you want to pull up in and get a good spot, please be here at like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
'Cause
if
it gets,
not 7:45.
Yeah, maybe even earlier.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that come. We're trying to cycle. It's kind of like first come, first serve.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're cycling them out, but
And we're gonna have a lot of activities for kids too, so everyone's invited,
Yeah.
family friendly,
yeah, I can't believe the
pumpkin
bounce house is gonna
carving,
be-
are we
Yeah.
are we actually doing that?
The
Bringing
bounce
the
house? Hell yeah.
bounce
Got to.
house, yeah,
Yo, that is insane.
yeah, food.
This is really dope. The next thing to talk about is Run Club number 4.
Yo, Run Club number 4.
Word on the street is this is a costume edition.
Yeah, we got to. It's October.
Yo, that's
October
crazy.
costume edition.
Wait, when is it? When is it?
October 21st.
October 21st.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the host of the Run Club is
Yep.
going to be out of town on the last Saturday. Typically,
Yeah.
it's
Fair
the
enough.
last Saturday, so this one's going to feel like it's coming
Well, a
up
lot
little
of people are going to
sooner.
be out of town for
People
the
are
Yeah,
going to be out of
people will
town,
be.
so we're doing it on the 21st. You don't have to wear a costume.
You don't have to.
But we, throw a wig on.
Yeah, something. It'll be fun. It'll be
Draw,
good.
draw a
It'll be
little,
good.
little
Yeah.
disguise, a little mustache.
If you
or
aren't about the
something.
costume thing though, you honestly don't
it's
have
all
to.
good.
Hey,
Yeah,
what,
it's
what
all
are you
good.
what are you dressing up as?
I don't know, man. Something crazy.
What do you got? What you're dressing up as?
I'm feeling like I might dress up like a full chef's outfit with the
Oh.
hat.
Oh wow, that's
One of
crazy.
these.
Oh, one of those.
You ever
Little-
seen a chef
little
running?
Ratatouille action.
Yeah,
feel like-
a little
like
ratatouille.
Maybe being like Pablo Escobar, you know what I mean?
Oh,
And I'll
that'd
just
be
be
fun.
running.
Oh, it's running?
with like a giant.
Yo, people are gonna be confused seeing us in the streets
You know
with
what I
all
mean?
different kinds of outfits.
Dude, if someone pulls up with the inflatable dinosaur costume, I would be so
Banana
hyped.
suit.
Tight. It's awesome.
Yeah, so October 21st, same thing, 1804 Newport Boulevard.
Yeah, pull up.
Meet here at 7 a.m.
We get better and better each one.
Yo, last
If
one
you
was
haven't
crazy.
been to one yet, I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
It's like so much fun. Again, you meet so many new people. I think that's the best thing that I've heard from everyone that's come is that they just get to meet awesome new people.
Yeah.
And like I'm seeing relationships like reconnect.
Yeah.
Like people are like, yo, my friend from middle school that I haven't seen in 10 years is here.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
That happened
tight.
twice at the last
That's
run
dope.
club. So, I mean, you meet amazing people. You obviously get to run. There's great vendors. There's food. So it's like overall a great way to start your Saturday. So
That's awesome.
trying to make it out. We'd
Heck
love to see
yeah.
you there.
Heck yeah. If you're in a space where you just want to like chill, we could also use people that are like part of the enthusiasm squad
Yeah.
to chill at the different turns because sometimes it's a little tricky where there's to turn. So if you just want to come through and be a part of like the cheer crew and cheer people on, we could really use people's help. We had custom signs made, but we could use people at those stops as well.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I
pull
did
up.
that. I did
Yeah,
that
pull
halfway
up.
through. I have a confession. I did not
What?
finish the last one.
What?
I didn't finish it.
Damn.
I was halfway
Too
through.
tired or what?
No. So I had a late night the night before and I ate a ton. I just had gotten back from Europe. And halfway through on the turn back towards the office, as we were passing by the office, I forget who I was walking with. And I was like, yo, like, I had to go to the bathroom.
How was your
right-
Europe trip?
Right now. So I dipped and ran back to the office, and then I just helped out being an encourager after that. So I had to go to the bathroom
That's
bad.
funny.
So first one I didn't finish. It's never happening again.
It's all good. It's all good.
Is what it is. Europe was dope. Europe was insane. We went to London for 8 hours, and we actually went all over London. We got food, looked for a spot of tea and a crumpet. Bunch of people driving on the wrong side of the road in their British ass cars. Then we went to France. We're in the south of France for like 3 days. This little town called KASE. We got some kayak, did some rock jumps. I didn't realize France actually has just like nude beaches everywhere. It's just like naked people. It's kind of
Wow.
strange. Then we went to Italy. We went to Florence, Tuscany, and then Rome. We spent 10 days in Italy.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
That's dope,
That's
man.
lit.
Yeah, it was
Jealous.
cool. It was
My
fun.
kid went to Europe before me.
It was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, shout out to Kelly Vo.
Yes.
She's got her first event, Mom Jeans,
Which
coming
is
up
the day after,
the day after.
Pumpkins and
Yep.
Porsches.
So that's the 15th.
Yes.
What is that? What is
Look
Mom
up
Jeans?
Kelly Vo at Kelly Vo on IG, and this is an event that she's inspired to do for the moms.
Yeah, for
so
the
it's
moms.
just like a kind of a day of like pampering and a really rad photo opportunity
Yes.
with the Lago family.
Yeah, a lot of woman-owned vendors will be
Yeah.
there. Obviously, an event I think catered towards moms, but also welcome to everyone.
Yeah,
Mm,
awesome.
sick.
Super cool.
That'd be really cool. I
That is
think
cool.
Pretty Ugly Hospitality will also be there.
Dang.
So they're just all over the
They're
map.
crushing it. They got an event on Friday too, I think.
Jeez.
They run their food is just
That
that
guy
good.
better be buying a
Dude, it's
mansion
good.
from us pretty soon.
Yo, it's
all
good.
those tacos he's selling.
Speaking of buying mansions, let's talk about the market real quick,
Yes.
y'all.
Yep.
We're not having a mortgage minute today. So, what are we seeing? What are some of the trends that you guys are seeing in the market? How are you seeing things shift right now?
I'm seeing a good amount of buyers enter the market. That's really surprising me,
Yeah.
but at a higher price point.
Okay.
And every year, what I see is there's in the like $6.5 to $20 million price point.
Right.
Usually, that's much slower.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, and I want to kind of go over some theories. There's more buyers and sellers that enter the market in
Yeah.
that time.
That market's moving right now.
It's strange.
Well,
it's strange.
look at this. Last year at this point, we had 8 escrows. Right? We had 8 escrows last year. This year, we have 13 escrows.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I did notice we had some bigger monsters in escrow at this point, but I know for a fact we did not have 13 escrows.
Yeah.
So that's been exciting to see. We just finished our company meeting and we went through 9 different cities and we looked at the difference between Q3 2022 and Q3 2023, and one of the big things we noticed is that across the board in every single city there were less sales.
Yes.
Less sales,
Less sales.
but they were higher priced. So, for a lot of our listeners who are in real estate and in mortgage, if we see some dramatic shift in the market, then yeah, we're going to share that. But at least like hyper local, what we're seeing is we don't see this gigantic horror story, right? Because I think a lot of the stuff that you see on the news is like, obviously just people love to be fear mongers and share the negativity. But when we look at the reality of what's happening in every single city, yes, for the majority of the market as a whole, Costa Mesa, Newport, Culver City, Hollywood Hills, out to the desert, Big Bear, every single city except one city had increased their price. On average, 300,000 to 400,000 from the average price last year, but the average amount of sales was down by about 8%, right? So I think that there's a little bit of less transactions, a little bit higher price, and I think right now for buyers and for sellers, this is the time only for the super committed.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, you have got to be super committed. And for agents.
Yeah.
This is not the time to, like, sort of be a real estate agent.
Yeah.
You got to be all in to make it happen for your buyers, to make it happen for your sellers.
Yeah, I think something I've been really kind of obsessed with this past like 4 or 5 months is just the art of the pivot. Because when things change, you can either, if you stay the same, you're not going to get the same results as you were before.
Right.
Like if your environment changes and you don't change with it, your results are not going to change.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we're in a changing, shifting market, okay, there's less deals transacting this year compared to last year. Prices are not going down though. So
Right.
what we've done is we've really kind of pivoted and we've expressed and really been pushing our marketing to show, hey, look, you still have equity. Like, congrats on the equity. Look at this new record we just broke in Costa Mesa.
Right.
Like in this city, in Laguna. And it's like we leverage the good news to help people be inspired. But we don't ever really like shy away from the bad news. It's like, how are we going to pivot?
Right.
Like, we've never been like a fear-based informational company. It's like, okay, what's the good news
Yeah.
to combat all the bad news? And how can we pivot with the bad news that we do have?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
And there's
good.
actually a lot of good news that we're
There's a
seeing.
lot,
Like,
yeah.
a lot of records are still being broken that people aren't aware of in every city and neighborhood. So
Well, I think it's also like, what are you doing differently, and what are you doing for the elevated cause? Are you being a part of the same story, or are you making some changes to actually shift the narrative and change the direction of the conversation? Right. We have a video that's going out today that shows where we're at year to date. And yeah, year to date this year, we are a pretty fair amount above where we were last year. So that didn't happen just magically. We've had to be super intentional. Everybody is definitely working harder this year than last year.
Yep.
Right.
Deals were happening automatically. At this time last year, 2022, it was like, just had the Maybach, right?
Yeah.
Just got the Maybach. We were in Ironman training.
Yeah,
we
were.
had a 12.4 in escrow in Harbor
Yeah.
Island. We had a $10 million deal in Laguna.
Yeah.
We had that $3.7 million deal in Hollywood Hills.
Yes.
Kelly and I had multiple deals across the board. It was like, this time last year, we had 85 million in escrow. Last week was when we put that video out.
Yeah.
That had 85 million in escrow. This year, we do not have 85 million in escrow. I just sold the Maybach for a dramatic loss.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever lost that much money in one single transaction as that dumbass car. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's L's.
For sure.
But how do we feel?
Yeah.
I'm
We
amped.
feel
Yeah,
good.
Like, we
Feeling
are
pretty good.
pushing forward at the highest level possible.
Yeah.
And I think you just have to focus on what can you control, man.
Yeah. Just gotta do what
What
we
can you
can
control?
right now.
Do what you can. And I think that is the thing we want to leave people with. The sponsored by Project Mindset piece of this podcast is finding clarity in the chaos.
Yep.
Right? Finding clarity in the chaos. Guess what? Sometimes it's going to feel like everything's falling apart. Good. Sometimes it's going to feel like you cannot win. Good. Sometimes it's going to be way more difficult than you've ever experienced before. Good. Sometimes you're going to work so hard, and at the very, very end, right when you're about to win, the whole thing's going to fall apart. Good. Because as you go through those trials, those tribulations, you become better.
Yeah.
You become more effective. You learn how to shift, right? You might feel like you're going to die because it's a horrible, painful situation, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
And you're going to come out of that thing a better, more focused, more inspired person. You just have to keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think what's important right now to do too, that I know for me personally, I don't always do it, but going into this quarter, I had to really sit down and get clear on how I wanted to end the year and how I wanted to go into the new year. And then I had to really look at some of the things that I had in my routine, some of the things that were in my schedule, and really ask myself, does this activity help me get closer to my goal?
Damn.
And does this activity give me energy?
Right.
Or does it take away energy?
Fire.
How much time does this activity take in my daily routine?
Yeah.
And is it helping me in the overall goal that I have in mind? So I think sometimes just sitting down too, because as people, as you get into a habit,
Right.
it's really easy just to do it because it's a habit. I do this every day because I've been doing it.
Right.
But when was the last time that maybe you sat down and wrote the reason why you're doing this? And is there intention behind it? Is there a purpose behind it? Is it helping you towards this goal that you may have to end the year or go into the new year? So I know I personally just did that. I had to make some tweaks into even my training schedule, into the way that I have my morning routine, into the way that how many hours I spend at work. Just little tweaks, and you'll start to see right away.
Yeah.
If you do it properly, how much more energy you have, how much more productive you are, how much clearer you are, So
yeah, that's fire. A big breakthrough that I experienced, as I was starting to come up, is I started to track what I was doing every single hour, right? I highly recommend it. If you track what you're doing every hour, and I used the same planner for 10 years. It was called the Zig Ziglar Performance Planner. And, Zig Ziglar is quadruple OG in the personal development world. One of my favorite Zig Ziglar quotes is, you could have everything in this life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want.
Yeah.
He's a G. And I just tracked what I did every hour, even if it was something stupid. And then I would go in and highlight if it moved my business forward or if it did nothing.
Yeah.
And what I noticed is only 2 to 3 hours a day was I actually doing activities that truly moved my business forward.
Yeah, that's
the
crazy.
rest of the day is just random busy work. You know what I mean? So if you want to have more control of your life, take stronger control of your schedule.
Yeah.
How do you do that? By becoming more aware of how you're spending your time. Because time
100%.
is truly our most valuable asset.
It is.
And so take very close attention to how you are spending your time. And then like you did, man, ask yourself, do I need to adjust?
Yeah.
Do I need to get some of this out of there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, I think for me, something I've learned is that everything is an affirmation. So once
fire.
and whether it's positive or negative, I
Yeah.
think people associate the word affirmation always with positive. But if you're saying something that's not necessarily positive, that's a negative affirmation.
Fire.
So I think as soon as you are clear on your goal, whatever it is, I want to be this weight, I want to make this amount of money, I want to, have this relationship on point, then say it, write it down.
Yeah.
Affirm it. Whether it's in your conversations, when you're doing your Ironman, you guys are doing your Ironman, and you talk about I'm getting ready for an Ironman.
Right.
I'm getting ready for an Ironman. It puts it out into the world that you are doing it, and then people ask how is it going? How is it going? Because they know and now associate that with you. So if you just feel like you're struggling with sleepiness.
Right.
Some people, you hear them saying, "Oh man, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
That's just gonna make you
Flip
more
it.
tired.
Man,
People
I'm
look
getting
at you.
so good at getting proper sleep at night.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Oh man, I'm just getting better and better at increasing my sleep. I'm growing in this area. So just being aware of what you are affirming yourself verbally, and then what you're writing. And
That's fire.
Once you're clear, intend to do that on point. Write it out. Say it to people. Tell people what you're up to. Because in this season, you need that accountability.
I do my best to create a reality for them that is at a higher level than they might
That's cool.
not be aware of. Now, but I do it intentionally, and I do it from a space of like not just making stuff up. So I'll be like, man, I've noticed that you da 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 da, and I've actually did that with all my kids from a very, very young age. Like even if they didn't do this a certain way, I like spoke into all my kids from a place of how I wanted them to be.
Oh, that's cool.
So I would be like, dude, that's so rad how like when you're at school, if you don't know something, you have no problem just like asking questions.
Yeah.
And I love how like I know you're the person that's like that looks out for other kids. You know what I mean? And every single one of my kids' teachers, they're like, yeah, it's so crazy. Like they have no problem asking questions. I love how your kids just like always look out for the other kids.
That's good.
You know,
That's
because
great.
I only want to be around people who see themselves in a really, really dope light. So as a good friend, as a good leader, as a good coach, my job is to see you as like the highest level version of yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so I encourage everybody to do that, man. Take a look at the people that you have in your life and how can you speak into them?
Yep.
How can you, now sometimes you have to say something that's like challenging. And so when I'm going to ask somebody or share something challenging, I'll say, hey, are you open to some coaching?
Yeah.
And if they say yes, then that's your opportunity to chop their head off.
Yes.
And say, how much longer are you going to allow yourself to fall into this ridiculous story that this is all you deserve?
Yep.
You know what I mean? How much longer are you going to allow that? Because what I believe for you is bam, 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 bam.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I would encourage everybody to consider that people can only exist inside of the space that you create for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do your best to create a space of unlimited possibility in everybody around you and watch how you could watch how their lives change.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
That's
like
great.
Jonas had an extraordinary way of always seeing me at this like high level person. You know what I mean? Like Jonas saw me in a light that was bigger than I saw myself. And so because of that, whenever I hung out with Jonas, I automatically wanted to step into this version of myself that he saw me as. You know what I mean? And that's a secret weapon that I've learned to do that with everybody that I'm around. So like small talk doesn't exist around me. I'll hear it and I'll say, okay, cool. Are you open to some coaching? Bam.
Yeah.
Block that thing out of here and
Right.
help people understand that that's just a make-believe story, man.
Right.
Here is what I see is possible for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's about it,
That's
y'all.
it.
That's
In
it.
case you missed it, episode 11, we're here to uplift. We are here to inspire. We're here to be authentic about what's going on here at the KASE HQ. There's a lot of breakthroughs.
Just having fun.
Having fun.
Sheesh.
I hope you guys are having fun. Pumpkins and Porsches.
Yeah.
See you
Right.
Saturday.
See you Saturday. That's the next one. Everybody pull up.
Then Sunday,
Yeah.
mom jeans.
Yes.
Then the next Saturday,
Yeah.
Run Club.
You better be here.
Yeah.
Costume ready. Give it up. Make some noise.
Let's go.
We out.
Bada bing.
Bada bing.